Okay, I'm a 26-year-old failure and I don't know what to do anymore. I am 26 years old and I'm a failure who is completely useless to society. What should I do? I'm a stereotype loser. I'm 26. I still live with my parents. I have a low paying job that doesn't translate to anything useful. I have zero interest. Okay, I have zero real life experience. I hate everything about my life, and most of the time, I only think about either committing suicide or hoping I die peacefully. It's not like I didn't try. When I went to college, I tried getting into a decent STEM field. Okay, but because I was a dumbass, I couldn't even pass basic math. So I flunked the barrier to entry to basically every major that's worth attending college for. Instead, I got a journalism degree, which is the worst decision I have ever made in life. There are no jobs for this field, and now they lowered the requirements to allow even high school grads to get the jobs. So now it is literally a useless degree. So at this point, I'm 30K in debt, as well as from a dog shit degree that I regret every day I wake up. I have no idea what to really do because I mostly hate life and everything about it. I'm tired of popping antidepressants that only keep me just above water in terms of mental stability because without them I can't even sleep because I have rapid thoughts of suicidal and sometimes even homicidal ideation in my head. How can I turn my life around while also trying to focus and push through my own mental state? So the text, okay, so the TH Texas Ranger, it's been 3 years almost. I hope you have made something great in life. If you really haven't, today I want to come and tell you that you are the most audacious and courageous person I have ever seen in my life. It's not easy to come in a public forum or domain and speak your heart out. If you have done that, it speaks volumes about you, which you won't realize it now, but you will realize it in the future. You are going to make it big, and I promise you that. But there's a fundamental problem here which we really need to talk about. If you don't change your mindset right away, there is no way you're making it through. You don't want this to be a life. Your mindset has been the sole and the biggest reason for all your failures in your life. The STEM field, the journalism, every single thing. Just look at how you have been speaking to yourself all this while. If you are a 26-year-old or a 30-year-old or 50-year-old, I don't care. If you are listening to this video right now, please listen to me. And if you are going through something like this, please listen to me carefully. We cannot let this be our destiny. It just cannot be. So, the Texas Ranger, I'm speaking to you. Here you mentioned that when I went to college, I tried getting into a decent STEM field because I was a dumbass. I couldn't even pass basic math. Dumbass? What made you think that about yourself? According to what? As per intelligence tests, as per IQ? How did you deduce that? Even if I have to consider these tests, you have to be in the 2% to tag yourself as intellectually disabled, which I'm sure you're not because you clearly wrote this post. So now what is it? As per parents, as per friends, as per your family member? Unfortunately, you made yourself believe that you were a dumbass with absolutely no proof existing in your head. In literature, nowhere. It doesn't exist. And I'll tell you what happened here. First instance happened and you blew it off. Second instance happened and you fucked it up. Till the third opportunity arrived and you made yourself believe that you were stupid just because you failed the last two times. And from then on, you actually kept on repeating to yourself that you were stupid until unless you made your brain believe that you actually were. In reality, our mind cannot differentiate between truth and falsehood. It simply believe whatever you repeat it as the reality. When you say here that you flung the entrance exams of every major that's worth attending college for, this is exactly what happened. Before every one of those exams, you called yourself dumb. You repeated to yourself that you were stupid and not good enough. And since you believed it to be true, you performed in the same manner, and hence you lost before you could even fight the battle. You failed because you told yourself that you would. You want to hear my story? For years and years, I believed myself that I was immature. Just because one fine day when I was very young, my father told me that, you know what, just lovingly, that, she's such a sweet person. She's still immature. I was already in college by then. That she's still so immature. She's, very naive. She's just a sweet little girl. She's very immature now. And that one sentence stuck in my mind, and I carried it through my entire adulthood. Result, poor decision making. I couldn't even decide something for myself. If I have to go for some party, I really asked three people more, should I go or shouldn't I go? I could make absolutely no decisions independently. I want you to do an activity right away. Stand around the room and make a mental note of everything red in color. Do it right away. I want you to do that. Everything that is red in color. Done. Now, without looking around, tell me one thing that is blue. Don't look around. Can you do that? No, right? You absolutely cannot. Just because if you keep on looking for proof that you were dumb, you will eventually believe it. That's what will happen because that's all you have been looking for all this while. And hence, you overlook all your strengths, the blue shiny objects. Popping antidepressant pills, it's easy, is the easy way out. And if it actually gave you a permanent solution and fixed the issue, I would have asked you to keep on taking them. But guess what? It won't. And the reason I'm telling you this is just because I have taken them as well, and it never fixed any of my problem. Since this definitely cannot be your reality, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get to the root of this issue, find the origin of the statement where it came from, and try and change that source itself. Pick up a pen and a paper and think about the first instance that you felt that you were called dumb or you felt dumb. The very first instance. If you want, just pause this video and take some time with this. The first instance when you felt that you were dumb. Now dig deeper even further and find the oldest memory. Go as much as far as you can. Back in your adulthood, the childhood, while you were tiny, while you were in college. If you have found it, stop right there. Recall everything about that instance. What happened? Where were you? What were you doing? Who exactly told you that you were dumb? And why did you feel that you were dumb at that moment in time? Just write everything down. Now ask yourself, was there actual proof that you were dumb or you just misinterpreted the situation? I want you to give this a thought, a deep thought. Sit with it, take your time, do not rush through this. If you wish, you can pause this video. Chances are that you came to that conclusion not because you considered yourself as dumb. It is because that statement might have come from a very loved one who you deeply cared for. And just because you cared for them, you took it to your deepest of your heart. And you replayed the statement over and over in your head until you believed it to be true. Here's the real deal. Sometimes people who we love the most say the dumbest of the things. Doesn't mean that they mean it or doesn't mean that you have to carry it. So you didn't have a proof back then and you don't even have a proof now. Prove to yourself that dumbness is your reality. You just borrowed this thought from some other circumstance or somebody else and you believed it to be true. Now that we have removed the doubt from your mind, I'm going to actually prove it to you that they are actually very, very smart or intelligent person. In reality, everyone is at their own capacity. We just sometimes happen to overlook all our strengths, the blue, shiny objects. Pick up the very same paper again, and I want you to write all those instances where you outsmarted the people around you. You went over and above beyond your own expectation. I want you to write all of them. Again, take some time with this. I do not want you to rush. What you would notice that this list is much bigger than your previous. So now I am a dumbass statement. Throw that out of the window. It doesn't exist. We are now at zero. It's a clean slate. Now, from here on, you're going to be the most strongest and the most confident person the world has ever seen. Because from here on, you're going to stand true to who you originally are. You are not going to believe anything without a valid proof. Now, in this post, you mentioned that I have no idea what to really do because I mostly hate life and everything about it. Since it's been 3 years, I'm assuming you're around 29 years of age. And we are not going to waste any further time in figuring out whether this career, this type of career fits, doesn't fit, you like it, don't like it. Nah, we're not going to do that. We are here going to find exactly what truly matters to you, the soul you. What, according to you, is gonna make your life worth it. So instead of jumping from apples to oranges from one category to another category, we're gonna boil down our options and we will choose between apples, say a green apple or red apple. To do this, you need to identify your top five core values. Consider these values as your life's compass. When they are fulfilled in all areas of life, including career, they bring a direction to your life because these are the kind of experience you genuinely want to create. These are the experience that make you, the true you, extremely happy. These are exactly what you demand out of your life. And without these, you will remain unhappy. So I want you to again take some time with this activity. Deeply reflect on your life and think about those instances or recall those memories where you felt truly proud and alive. You felt at the top of the world, your peak moments. For ease, you can imagine this chart. Our lives are full of peaks and troughs, the big moments, the small moments, the sad moments, some highs and some lows. However, there are certain troughs and certain peaks that alter our way of thinking. They are the most impactful, bringing a significant change in how we see and approach our life. Reflect on those instances. Imagine that you were reliving them all over again. Let's start with imagining the peaks when you felt at the top of the world. Where were you? What you were doing? Who were the people around you? And just write down what made that moment special for you. What is something that you remember so much out of that moment or that situation that that meant something deeply to you. For example, if you're really focused on helping somebody overcome a challenge, your core beliefs can be impact or service. Similarly, now think about your troughs, the situations which really bothered you, those instances where you felt that, I do not want other people to go through the same experience as I did. What were you doing then? What were you experiencing then? What thoughts were running across your mind? Those moments when you felt so much pain that you decided that do not want other people to go through this. For example, if dishonesty in the business makes you furious, then integrity might be one of your core values. This way, identify your top five core values. Again, take some time with this activity. I do not want you to rush. If you wish, you can pause this video. I'll tell you my core values. So back then, when I was backpacking in Kashmir, I felt truly alive just because I was free. I was location independent. From this, I derived my three core values as freedom, beauty, and exploration. And what truly pains me is seeing people suffering through anxiety, which, at some point even I did, and I cannot let that this thing happen to anybody else. And from that came compassion. And I just love expressing my ideas creatively. And from that, I got creativity. So my top five core values are beauty, freedom, exploration, compassion, and creativity. When you strive to fulfill all five of these core values in your career, you are deeply fulfilled, you're deeply happy and connected to your core, and you feel the most alive. You become a true powerhouse just because now you're living a life that is truly authentic to you. It is deeply connected to who you are. The anxiety, the fear, the depression fades away just because now you find your own unique personal mission. This is exactly what I want for you. A life where you don't compromise and truly prioritize what really matters to you. In this post, you ask a question here: how can I turn my life around while also trying to focus and push through my own mental state? This is your answer, my friend. When you truly find a career path that is aligned to the soul you, the unique you develop a unique character. You yourself become an offer so good that people want to do deals with you just because now they find you as the only solution, not one of many, the only one. That is exactly when people are ready to pay for services, they know that they can't get it from anywhere else other than you. This is the exact moment you stop chasing money and start printing money on demand. If you're still here listening to this video, what you should strive for is to be extremely wealthy and to be a true powerhouse. Not in the sense that you don't want to do anything in life, but the one that gives you the freedom to choose how you spend your time, where you spend your time, in what you spend your time and are able to prioritize what truly matters to you. It's about having the privilege to have complete control and flexibility over time to live life on your own terms. This kind of life is never handed over. It needs to be built piece by piece, foundation by foundation. But it starts with you identifying your true unique character. So, the Texas Ranger, I hope you're listening to me today. The reason you're feeling suicidal or depressed is just because you still haven't figured out what truly matters to you, what is that authentic you wants to do in life. I have been in your position and I understand the pain while you were writing this post. If you take away just one thing from this video, remember your brain believes what you tell it constantly. So make sure you're not saying anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to somebody else. So, others, if you're still listening to me and going through something similar, I would absolutely love to help. If you want to share your story and struggles, I'm available every single day on Discord from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. IST. One conversation could just be the shift you need. The link to my channel is given in the description below. Do join in. I hope to see you there.